Hello and welcome back to Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. Now, you join me at the moment outside of or actually hovering somewhere over Berwick upon Tweed, looking out at both the construction materials plant for our brickworks and one of the quarries out in the distance. Looking from this angle, two things that I noticed are massively missing on this map at this point in time is going to be more trees, because that doesn't look right with that little trees. There should be a lot more trees even in this area, even between farms, and that's something that I really do need to look at. Secondly, I think that the railway needs more detailing. Again, trees, for example, that would be really helpful. Also, you do not see any train running on the new line. That is going to change in today's video. We are going to get the trains running on the line, but before we do that, I did receive a comment on the last video saying that this person, I cannot recall your name, you did not like how I put the train station in the quarry itself because of, and this is something that I have been thinking about, the walls of a quarry would not stay static, so that would be probably a very good point, and it is true, the walls of the quarry are not going to stay static. We are going to be expanding those walls somewhat, and there will be some distance upon which they do expand over time. In terms of it not looking good in your opinion, I suppose that is an opinion. I think it looks okay. Not perfect, but it does look okay. And there are trains in real life that could climb quite a gradient. Now, the point here is that there wouldn't be your everyday mainline trains. They'd be more like tramways, and this is something that we do have in the United Kingdom. Now, the problem is that in this title, we do not have those particular railways available to us. We do not have the tramways with these specific trams to bring up quarry, stone material up to the surface. However, in taking a look at that and having a look at what the best way forward is going to be, I am actually going to redesign that train station to start this video off. So I am listening to the comments, and I am going to change things in this particular video for that particular quarry. Not a massive amount, but I am going to take the railway out of the quarry, and we will see what we can do. Perhaps if I can find some sort of, I know you said use conveyors, but I do wonder if there's a way to bring some tram lines or some narrow gauge railways to bring stuff up out of the quarry. That would be something I look at. So make sure you stay tuned to see this all actually get its way and underway and into action, and also to see some movement on the quarry and that quarry line and see things perhaps move a little bit closer. And in fact, it would probably make it potentially a little bit faster. Right, after all that blabbering for the intro, one thing that I do want to show is that off camera, I have started adding in a lot more farms. So as you can see, all of these farms are done. The next step for me is going to be just to get this bit correct, fill out this area, fill out this area, and this area. Oh, and this area. So all around Ollerton I need to fill out. And then I need to get these roads done down towards Croydon, fill that area out. This area here, and this area here, and that's my next step, to do that there, and then I shall start moving south of Maryport and towards Batley and that area. So things are things are definitely slowly getting done. It's just taking time. That's the big part. It's just taking a lot of time, and again, I do constantly every time I start making these farms, I will take a look at some maps and improve my farm building. So you can see that every time I build a farm, it does look a little bit better. For example, if we go all the way up to these early farms where these are ridiculously coloured, but if we do go up to the early farms, you will notice that these were not quite in the sort of British shapes, but they were okay. And then we moved into a little bit more square farms, which was still okay. But as time went on, as you saw, I started breaking up the farms just a little bit more in places, and that just makes it look about right. And I think at this point I've got to a stage where these farms look fairly British in my opinion. Anyway, if they do not, please do let me know, and that's not to do with colour or anything like that. Right, so we're going to go ahead and demolish this. Do I have a train on its way? Is that something I've done by mistake? Hello? I think there's a train on the way that I was doing in a test, and I've lost the train. Are you the train? You're not the train. Is there a train anywhere? Hello? Excuse me, find the train, please. Oh no, there's no train. Maybe that was a glitch. Right, well, anyway, let's go ahead and do some destruction on this. Like so. Tunnel goes away. Kind of the advantage of Transports Fever here, when you do something like that, doesn't really ruin much. And also I need to now figure out which one is this? Isn't that? Isn't that? Ah, there we go. That will do. Right, let's go ahead and let's fix this up properly now. Once again, as it should be. No, you don't. You're going for the ground once again. There you go. That's it. Like so, and like so. Okay, things are back to the way they were. Right, the station is going to move over here now. So we have purchased this particular farm. Yep, this farm has been purchased by us, and this now becomes a station and a depot. We need a road depot here. Right, so we're going to start off with this station, and in fact I am actually going to make this a 160 meter station, because I would like to have a fair amount of, in fact there is an opportunity here to have the station made in such a way we could actually run it on this corner, make it a little bit longer. The first 240 meter station we have, and all it does is ferry, stone. That could work. That could very much work. Right, track wise, we're actually going to use 40 mile per hour tracks through the entire run. I think these are currently 30, so we'll move these up to 40 mile per hour tracks. There we go, that's 40 all the way through. In fact, let's bring those to be 42. So now we have 40 mile per hour tracks all the way through. A station here, which I do not mind it looking like so. And eventually, when this becomes a road, the reason I've given this gap is that when this does become a road, which it will at some point, we should have plenty of space without having to redeploy and redesign the station. With regards to this farm, what I would like to do is I would like to stick in a road depot here. This is going to be for our trucks. So I'm going to stick the road depot in. I'm also going to take a look at the barracks, that one, and make sure that that's okay. It's not Alfred. That's oh, that's not right. It's come on, right button. Barrack Stone. Yeah, Barrack Stone. That's what it is. Barrack Stone. Right. So now what we need to do is down here we need to have a freight yard of some sort. And now this would be ideal. if we were able, which we should be able to, if I can do this, should be able to stick that in there and go country old, one platform, extra wide, with quite a large capacity of 48, no trams, can have multiple entrances, which would be useful, but I'm not going to do that. 1850s, no fence, and oh wait, no, gravel. Is there anything else we could do? Street fill, what's that? No, gravel it shall be. With some gravel to make our, that there could be our connection. That's not looking too bad. Can I actually end up deleting these types? No, apparently not. That really kind of works. The steps just do not work. Everything else on it works really well. And then if we go back to street, I can actually connect this up in this form, so that will then go there. Following that, what I would do is I would have this similar sort of setup here, almost identical, I would say. Can I get rid of these? No, annoyingly not. Something along these lines. Now I will end up having to rename all of these things at some point, and then I will not do that. I will do a new line, FARD Eric Stone 001. We can have it almost an identical color, and that's their route in and out. And now it isn't the best route that we've ever made, but it's fine. And for that, we would like to take stone. Let's purchase 15 of these, because I think it's going to be quite a busy route, to be fair. I'm also going to try and select all the vehicles on this, up that I said, and turn that to some sort of grey colour, and hopefully that will start working in our favour. Next up, what I need to do is I do need to get myself a train. Now the train is going to have to come all the way from Ely, and it is going to be a 160 meter train, which is going to be a first for us. So let's go ahead and purchase a vehicle. So we're going to look for a steam locomotive. Now we need a fairly powerful locomotive here. Lots of tractive effort to ensure that we've got the ability not only to get to the 60-mile-per-hour speed limit, but also well beyond. So this one has a tractive effort of 6,500 pound-feet of torque. That is much better. That is much better, actually. These, in fact, this is the one I would like. Let's see. Weatherboard, cab. This is a cab one, and then this is cabless. We probably want a cab one. Do we want a green one or a different colour? We have a grey one. Could we have a nice grey engine? I would very much like a grey engine. Why would I like a grey engine, you might ask? Because it's something that we do tend to use in the UK. Grey engines for things. There we go. There's our grey engine. Cargo. Alright, we're not taking cattle anywhere. Timber pipes and steel. That's no good. So we probably want these once again. We have tramway wagons. Wait, so would any of Trevithick's, which would be the case, these would work. 8 miles per hour coming up and down. Please remove this mod, LMS Streamliners, you got it. I mean, look, built to run on a small section of tramway at Merthyr Tydfil, the world's first documented locomotive. This is what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted. And what would these tramway wagons carry? 8 of each of those, up to. I'm going to have to take a better look at that and see what we've got. Right, who would be responsible for these? Let's see if there's some generic open wagons. 5-plank wagon. Yeah, let's take a couple of them, a few of them. Then we'll take some of these private wagons, because we did at the end of the day have some private wagons. There you go. Back to some of these. Are these 4-plank or 5-plank wagons? Not those. 5 planks. Right, so we have to try and match those 5 planks that we have. 75. I'm using the wrong wagons. These ones. Mediocre performance. Yes, it's going to struggle a little, I would say. I would say it's going to struggle just a little. Go back. Let's do a few more Smith ones. Should we say 125 meter train to start with? I think that's probably a good start. In fact, let's do a little bit more. What I want to watch is that when does that become poor? It handles it all the way up to 164. So perhaps I should just do that. Let's do a 158 meter train. This is going to be interesting. We'll go ahead and purchase that. We'll send it out on Berwickstone. And we are going to jump onto it. What was that noise? No idea. There's our train. Oh, that's a lovely sound. That is a lovely sound from this train. And that to me looks like it's going to be a proper... Yeah, that's going to be a proper train there. Right. The other thing I want to do is... This is the problem. I cannot get to the cab, unfortunately, which is really annoying. I want to be on the cab, not on one of these. This is pretty cool. We've got the tender for this. It's a proper. I mean, it's a proper locomotive. In fact, I think I really need to catch a really nice screenshot of this locomotive, which I think from this angle is going to be fantastic. If I get the right angle on this. Perhaps like so, maybe? No. There is going to be an angle where this locomotive is going to look great, which is not that angle. Yeah, that's not too bad. And the reason being is that I'm trying to get a fair amount of other stuff in to this image, so that's not too bad a shot. So I'm not entirely happy with it. We've got time because we're waiting at the moment, so I can try and look at potential points in which I can... Come on. Stop that. Just notice the way its configuration is. Look, it's a 4-2, but there's driving wheels all the way at the back. It's not something you often see. Got all these different names, Manchester and Crewe and just everywhere. It's a fairly long train. Could be an interesting screenshot from here. Okay, let's continue on. Let's guess it continuing on its way. Right. What I'll do is I'll jump onto this. We shall fast forward until it is time for this to depart. After which we will see what we get and where we go. Is it after that train it's clear to go? Might just be. It is. Okay, let's jump on board. Sure, you know what? Let's just stick in this carriage for today. That's what we're going to do. Should we stick in this carriage or should we stick a little ways down the line? Now let's stick in the front carriage. Could go right to the back, but no. There we go. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to end up having another line with a similar train, so there is that to look at too. That's looking pretty good. That really is looking pretty good coming out onto the main line. Currently at 10 miles per hour until it clears the sidings. Once it's out of the sidings, we shall start accelerating. There's a few cars to go. 3 or 4 wagons. We are clear. That is a green aspect signal, not a red. Again, if you've not seen this mod, there seems to be a little bit of Z-axis fighting, unfortunately. And now we are accelerating. And this is nice and detailed. I do like this area of the map. I think this is one of the most detailed areas of the map. Now, what is going to happen here, I think, is if this junction is not... In fact, no, we should have enough space to cover this. Yes, we have enough space to clear that. Hello. Goodbye. Because we will be stopping, as I thought, we will end up stopping at the end of this. Just to give you an idea, though, of how long the train is, it doesn't actually fit in this platform, so that just shows you the length of this train. I do like this train, actually. I do like this locomotive. Right, we shall wait for the clearance, and I'll fast forward this. No one wants to just sit waiting in traffic for this. And I will be fast forwarding time soon as well. We'll be going forward. I probably want to head towards 1890 or something like that at some point. I'm just trying to find a good angle just here. There we go. It's a train just going through a junction. And everybody waiting for it. Perfect. Right, let's jump back onto the train. And continue on our way to wherever we're going to go. So, currently at 25 miles per hour. I have not checked what top speed this is going to reach. I know that I have 40 on the other line, but this section is 50, so it would be interesting to see. 32 miles per hour, 33, 34, 35, 36. I'm just going to keep counting. 37. 38. Can we get the 40? We have got to 40. And it looks like we are holding at 40. So that must be the top speed of the engine. I think it was 40. I wasn't sure whether it was 40 or 50. Nearly at West Mersey. Of course, we're going to be passing straight through. Hopefully we do not get held up in traffic. I am seeing a little bit of stuttering with the visuals. I do hope that, I know they're working on another update. I do hope the optimization on there does also help. I mean, one of the things that is going to be quite interesting is going to be seeing how long I can run this series with all the mods I'm running, 700 and whatever, 760 mods. The problem is that, in fact, I had this issue earlier today. One of the mods seemed to glitch. It isn't a mod that I will be running at any point in the near future, but it was one I had installed ready to run perhaps in the if the series gets to the 1980s. Now, that mod seemed to glitch in such a way that it still exists on the workshop, but, sorry, 1990s, it still exists on the workshop, but it was showing us not installed, and yet it was installed in my, so when I looked through the folders and looked for the mod ID, it was there. But for some reason, it just didn't want to register. So that was a concern, and it actually took me, I don't know, probably about 45 minutes to work out how to get rid of that mod. And it was only thanks to an autosave that I had that I was even able to get rid of that mod, because the actual save, no matter what I did, would not work, and then I had to revert to an autosave and see if I can fiddle with it through that. So unfortunately it looks like that mod is not going to be used, but I have no idea what caused the issue in the first place. Back of the train still attached? It most certainly is. It'd be kind of important. Right, so these people are very rarely going to see trains like this running around. This would only run around if we ever sent this back to the depot. Although they might see it when they have their own freight station. But it just shows the age of rail has begun in this particular series. I say the age of rail has begun. It's being pushed forward now. Now we're getting more railway freight, more passengers. I mean, look at the number of passengers here. There's a ridiculous number of passengers here. Hello. West Mersey. Alright, people. Hold it. Thank you. There we go. And we shall continue along our way. Continuing straight for this one, not peeling off towards whatever branch line that leads us to, which is this branch line underneath. Oh, there was a train right there. That would have been lovely if we had this freight train going over and that passenger train going underneath. Such a shame we missed that. Into a tunnel. Somebody actually said that this tunnel reminds them a little bit of it was the Woodhead tunnel that they said it reminds them of. So that's pretty cool because apparently that is quite downhill as well. So I thought, okay, that's nice that we have that link. Alright, coming up to the viaducts now. Due to the massive downhill slope going in towards the river. I do wonder how many trees could I place on this map before it refused to let me place any more trees. Because I'm sure there's a tree limit. And I mean, well, just look out there how many trees I've got. So, is there a... Am I near the limit? I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. Ah, we've got another passenger train incoming. Now, what I am also planning to do is that we have a quarry just somewhere out here, just over this hill, the second quarry. This line that we're going to peel off onto, I want to make use of that line. After all, it's a train line. Why are we going to leave it, you know, in disuse? We might as well make good use of it. So I think I have an idea as to how I'm going to make that train line connect up properly to a usable line, in which the freight line will be running parallel to the passenger line just for a short period of time before peeling off. And I think that might look nice as well, when you're on a passenger run and you see a freight train going past you. And hopefully these freight trains will be running well into the future, not just as steam, but once they become diesel trains. And then the problem's going to be, which diesel locomotive do we get for it? Because the diesel locomotives I'd want would probably be more like shunters, and I don't think they're going to work. So we need to perhaps find like maybe a class 35 or something to pull it around. But that just seems a little bit too big, you see. Unless we up this to 300 meters and then say, right, okay, this is a 300 meter long train with a class 35 hauling it. Perhaps that might be a better idea. I'm not entirely sure at this point in time. Clear aspect signal. It's a shame that we cannot have distance signals, so ambers for example, or all these signals that we have here are home, so have the distant ones as well. What's this rail for? This rail just comes and goes. Well, okay, fair enough. I guess I forgot to delete this one. So up onto the bridge we go. I wonder if I'll slow down on this. Should be okay. This is probably the steepest uphill climb this train is now going to have. So this locomotive, if it can haul us up this, then we're okay. 39, it did slow down ever so slightly. Just a smidge. And here we go, time to peel off. I must say, I do think the farmland makes a huge difference. Even right now, without all the farms done, the fact that there are borders for farmland makes a massive difference to how this map looks. It just wouldn't look anywhere near realistic if it wasn't like this. I think I got I'm not sure about the distance for these farms. the size of the farm, so you'd probably be, I think a farm used to be something like, the average size of a farm was a furlong, I think. And what, how long is a furlong? So forget doing it in inches, and you're doing it in feet. So you've got 3 feet to a yard, 22 yards to a chain. There's 80 chains to a mile, so it's 10 chains to a furlong, so 220 yards. Yeah, so I think your average farm was 220 yards. Now I need to just check that. Furlong. I might have that completely wrong. No, it is 220 yards. There we go. So it's about 200 meters. And I think my farms are roughly 200 meters. I need to somehow get rid of the bears in this map. Or, in fact, all animals. Do not ask why I know imperial measurements. It's just a thing. I just basically put it down to I'm British, and of my generation, but particularly more of the generation before. You needed to know imperial measurements. It's not everything was metric, so I'm well versed in both imperial and metric. But even then, why do I know a furlong and a chain? It doesn't. Not something people would use. People would just go feet, inches, feet, yards, miles. Nobody would use the others, but I do. For anybody who does want to know, it's 12 inches to a foot, 3 feet to a yard. I can't remember if this is it 8 yards to a. It's 8 yards to a rod. Yeah, you can have 8 yards to a rod. I'm not 100% certain on that one. The rod was the one I never knew. Then you've got 22 yards to a chain, 10 chains to a furlong, and 8 furlongs to a mile. So there you go. There's a bit of information for you. Just in time for us to pick up our first set of goods, which I'd like to just pause once the train is loaded. Which, wow, it's actually not going to end up being fully loaded, which is astounding. I'll stop it there. That wasn't the noise it made earlier, was it? And I think that a potential screenshot could be this, because you've got a 3/4 loaded train, something being dropped off, and the quarry in the distance. So there we go. And now what I'll do is I shall, fast forward this, because we've now been down the rail. And we'll just make our way to our factory, and let's see if this all works. I'm curious to see if this all pans out correctly. The other thing is that there's a lot waiting here, which means that this is not working fast enough. What would happen if I duplicated all of these? Go on, go for it. Everything we could possibly have, and let's see if this filters out better. Right, and you are at your destination, and so it begins. Now, last time I wasn't sure if this would work. It looks like it does. Unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, in a way it's fortunate, because it means that the trains will be more full. This takes 2 stone to make 1 brick. So in a way it is fortunate, because as I said, it will ensure the trains remain full. How quickly it's going to run out, which it just did there, that is a whole different situation. So the train is halfway to its destination and we are fully out already. So that is something to bear in mind. And they certainly have not delivered enough yet. Oh, that's because they're still filling up. So this run is not going to be anywhere near enough. Yeah, they're still struggling to fill up at the moment. So again, maybe using those Trevithick locomotives might just be the way. Trevithick. No, it's Trevithick, isn't it? The first locomotives. I mean, that being said, these guys are going a lot faster, aren't they? 12. That's the other thing. Speed. Speed is another one. And the way this is designed, I'm not sure I'll be able to get. This might be the fastest option we have. Now, of course, if I want to save some time, I could cut it in here, then break that and just cut that straight in. There is a possibility for us there. That's something I could look at doing. Let's see how this goes. Can I get? Oh, here comes the train already. 55. There's 60. There's 65. Last time we had 100. Oh, we're only going to get about 90, right? They're trying. They're certainly trying. There's 90. 95 perhaps? 95. It needs more. So to speed this up, if I cut this section out, I wonder, just out of curiosity, if I do that, what would happen? What would happen if I did this? Go on. Change of route. See what we get. See what that does now. Hopefully that helps us a little. Okay. So a slightly shorter route should enable us to... Here comes the train again. 85. Again, it's 90. But we're going to get a little bit more out of this. 95, we might just get 100. We might just get 100. There's 100. Can we get 105? We can. Could I see 110? Nope, it just missed it. Okay, so on the next run, let's see what we get out of this now shortened route. Now the question is it faster for them to go this way, or is it faster for them to come back down this way? That's the other question now that I have. Oh, we'll have to see. We shall have to see. Where's the train? Train's on its way out, and there's already 50 waiting. That's good progress. Okay. These lot are just eating us up as fast as they can. Really. Yeah, it's basically as fast as we're supplying it. They're eating it. 2 of 6. Great. That's fantastic at the moment. Not really. Well, actually, it's good. It's not fantastic. It's just good, though. There is some progress. That's important. Right, let's see what we've got. 100 already. This is big. 105. There's the train. Can we get 115? Can we get 115? There's 110, which means that we are going to be using yet another. We are going to be using yet another carriage, another wagon. 120. 125. Can we get the 130? Just about. 126. Oh, we missed that one. Okay, but you can see all but 3 are now in use. That's good. That's pretty good going. I think we've found a sort of balance here. What if I added... Oh, these are out again. Okay, fine. That's because of the sheer amount of stone here that's being produced. We're doing everything we can to get that stone. If I added another 2 or 3, there is potential that we could get this up to maximum. Now, with regards to this one, just very quickly, what I was planning to do is I was planning to have a station here, and then run it along up here, out of here, and then join it up just here, just for a short run. Join it up, and then it would just use this route that we've already built. So I just do not want this to be a waste over here. So we'd probably end up taking over these farms along there. And that autosave tells me it's pretty much time for me to end this particular video. So it isn't perfect, but it is starting to go somewhat well. 1 of 8. Yeah, it isn't perfect, as you can see. There is a lot to still go, and of course that is just one town. How are we going to somehow produce enough for... Well, this thing can keep going, really. But how are we going to produce enough to grow these towns at such a rate? I mean, really, do we want trains to be travelling along here at 70 miles per hour? Probably not. What we would want is perhaps 2 trains running along here, picking up as much as they can, and this producing... This being faster. We need this to be faster. What do you have? Ooh, almost... That was almost 130 there. And this can carry one... What can this carry? 130... Wait, 133 plus 14? 140... Oh, this is 147, okay. Oh yes, because each one carries 7. That makes sense. Yep, okay, that's fine. Each one carries 7 and we have 21 wagons, so that's why we've got 147. For some reason I thought each one carried 5. That's what confused me there. But anyway, that is where I'm going to end this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transport Fever 2. Leave a comment in the comments box below, letting me know what you think. Sorry, I'm just planning something up here. There you go. Don't forget to support me on Patreon at www.patreon.com/ECGadget. Your support would be massively appreciated. It would really help me out. And also, you can find me on social media at ECGadget, LP for both Twitter and Instagram. In the next video, I am probably going to spend a little bit of time doing some detailing, and then if I get a chance, perhaps connecting up this quarry here. But I really would like to do some detailing, trying to make the rest of the railways look at least somewhere along these lines, where it's neat. It's not perfect, but it is pretty neat. So that is what I'm looking to do. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you next time in Transport Fever 2, the UK modded series.